Hi guys, I thought we should talk about holiday homework, and then of course you can refer to this during the holidays and think of what you need to be doing. So, good news, holidays are only 2 weeks away, 8 school days. Bad news is holiday homework because you're in year 12 and you've got things to do. I'd really like you to be thinking about concentrating completely on Area Study 1. It's critically important to the whole year, and if you can now produce materials for later in October, then I guess that's set up for study later in the year, because it's going to be a long time before you get a chance to come back to it. So first of all, I would suggest you start by making a summary. What have you learnt this semester? What comes out of your head quickly about thinking about those 4 chapters? And then make some decisions. What do you feel you know well? What do you think is pretty much set in your head? And then what do you feel you need to do more work on? So the second list is going to be really important. It's going to be what you're going to use to answer the next few slides I've got up for you. And then what questions do you need help with? What things do you really think, no, not working, I need some help for this one? And then of course seek that help. Send me an email, talk to friends. Study groups are fantastic, and you should be looking at setting up study groups now while you prepare yourself. And of course there's lots of stuff online. You can go see Bozeman and Crash Course, Daoshi online. Lots of really good stuff out there to maybe fill in the gaps. Maybe you've got a tutor, seek that help, find that way to go forward. And I really want you to, actually, they're out of step here, aren't they? So I really want you to concentrate on Area Study 1. So you've got material you can use back in October, because when we get to October and preparation for the exam, this will seem like a long time ago. It isn't, but it will seem like it, because we're going to cover a lot more material in the meantime. So, podcasts. I'm using Screencast-O-Matic 2 right now to create this. It's free, online. I can buy a subscription. I probably should, because I can probably get better quality out of these things. Create a podcast just for one idea from each of your chapters. That idea that is causing you problems. By trying to teach someone else via a podcast, you have to come to grips with the things that are causing you problems. So it'll take some time to prepare, and it's easier to prepare a PowerPoint and then talk to it like I'm doing now. And maybe limit yourself to 3 to 5 minutes. So it's one really important idea, one you're not having much success with, do some work on it. And then of course the wonderful Kahoot. We can use those together. Again, as study groups, you can use these in your study groups to quiz each other. We can use them in class to quiz each other. So if you could produce somewhere between 15 and 20 questions on each chapter, and again, try and choose questions about the things that you are finding hardest. To think through the question will enable you to understand much more what's required. And then, my favourite old posters, tables and flowcharts. In each of the chapters, there are some pretty big ideas. These are things you've got to know for the exam. Some of them are represented really well by posters, and we produced photosynthesis and cell respiration posters in class a couple of weeks ago. And so you put those on your wall, and they're there to remember you all the time, all those major points of those two processes. You could do a comparative table. What's the difference between DNA and RNA? A couple of marks on your exam for sure. Happens every year. So knowing them is nice. Easy table to make. Or you could do protein synthesis, which is our bit of work before holidays, and a flowchart, step by step, what's going on. Particularly now, because we haven't got a lot of detail in it. Coming back in Unit 4, we'll put much more detail to explain what's happening in protein synthesis with the enzymes that are involved and a whole lot of other parts of it we haven't done just yet. So, being able to update that would be also very useful. And that's it. So, just a little reminder, holiday homework's coming. And we're almost there. I'll stop it.